Hello guys, it's me Kazuma Kuriyami. And I wanted to share with you guys a very interesting idea about the Avatar universe. Because I've been debating this with my friends and I thought it'll be a good idea if I share my ideas, in the internet. Now, a lot of people are saying that what Fire Lord Sozin wanted was pure evil because what he wanted was to make all nations to have all nations have the Fire Nation technology culture. It's like basically conquest or conquering the whole land of Avatar, in the Avatar universe. Now, if you look at it, if you take a first glance at it, it sounds pure evil. But the way when Avatar Roku, when he met Fowler Sozin and they had the celebration again in the party, when Sozin was actually describing what he simply wanted is he wanted to share the glory or the wealth of the Fire Nation to the rest of the rest of the world. That's what he wanted. He wanted to share the technology, the culture, the politics, the basically the passion of the Fire Nation all the way to the other parts of the nations like the Water Tribe, the Earth Kingdoms, the Air Nomads, and everything. Now, uh, how did Fire Lord Roku, you know, how did he actually process this? How he processed this is that he completely brushed it off. He said, "Never speak of this again." And when Sozin tried to execute his plans, when Sozin tried to execute his plans through imperialism, he brought a bunch of tanks with him. He tried to go wage war. You know, Avatar Roku stopped him and humiliated him. Now, this is what I want to bring up because this is a very interesting idea that could have changed the entire story of Avatar. Are you ready? Because this is going to be really cool. What if Avatar Roku negotiated? Why, you know, why is this very important? What if Avatar Roku negotiated? Hear me out. This is my opinion on this topic. I don't think I don't think that what Avatar, sorry, not Avatar. I don't think what Fire Lord Sozin wanted was pure evil. I don't think it's pure evil at all, because what he said to Avatar Roku is that I wanted to share the culture, the wealth, and basically the whole passion of the Fire Nation to the rest of the world. Okay, now if you're thinking Sozin is a prideful jerk. He's never going to do it peacefully. And I'm thinking, I know he's a prideful jerk. I know he's an imperialist like Hitler. So he's going to do that by force. But this is where Avatar Roku goes in. What if he negotiated with Fire Lord Sozin because that's his best friend? That's his best friend. Those guys have a huge, good relationship. These guys were together for years, even though they separated. What if he just negotiated and told Fire Lord Sozin, tell you what, you want to share the wealth, the culture, and the passion of the Fire Nation to the rest of the world? Sounds fine with me, but we have to do it in a peaceful way. I'll supervise, I'll watch, and I'll do it with you, and we'll make sure that we're gonna go share the technology, the wealth, you know. And in terms of making, if you want to be part of the governance of the world, that's fine, but you still respect me as the Avatar. What if Avatar Roku just negotiated? What if you place realistic limits, realistic laws for the Fire Nation? Because I'll explain something really cool. Are you ready? If you guys watch The Legend of Korra, Republic City is heavily built, or it's heavily based from Earth Kingdom politics, culture, and wealth. Basically, if you look at the strongest nations in Legend of Korra, of course the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom, their culture was spread around. It got spread around. The culture, the wealth, all of that got spread in the Legend of Korra. They're technically advanced. The politics is modern, and at the same time, it's no longer primitive. What basically happened there is a lot like the Industrial Revolution, which only happened because In before the Legend of Korra, Aang and Zuko and the other nations, those guys went for peace, right? It was done for peace. Why didn't Avatar Roku just approach his best friend? Why didn't he just negotiate with Sozin and try to handle things peacefully? There are people who would argue and say that Sozin would never agree to this, but there's no other person who can get through. There's no other person who can get to Sozin's head rather than Roku, because those guys are best friends. In fact, even when Sozin was in his villain phase and he was about to murder Roku, he still hesitated. He didn't do it right away, meaning he still has feelings and he still has memories of their good moments. What Avatar Roku should have done, in my opinion, is that he should have negotiated with his best friend. Because if he negotiated with his best friend, this is what I thought would have happened, and this is going to be a completely alternate universe to what we see in the show. If Avatar Roku monitored his best friend and his passion and what he's doing and his plans for the Fire Nation and the rest of the world, if he just monitored it and he's like, I'm going to approve of sharing the wealth, technology, the pride, the passion. You want to be a leader in terms of governance, like having like a international, United Nations kind of politics for the rest of the nations. That's fine by me. You want the Fire Nation to take the lead out of all other nations. That's fine by me. But here's the thing: you need to respect the other cultures, and you have to do it peacefully, not by waging war. And we need to drop the ego and the imperialism. If you simply want to go share your culture, technology, and all of that to the rest of the nations, go for it. But I'm monitoring it. What if Roku just did that, and he did it in a peaceful way with Sozin? You want to know what we would you want to know what we would have gotten if that shit happened? I'll tell you. We would have gotten Republic City way earlier, and this Republic City is going to be very different from the one we see in Legend of Korra. This Republic City is going to be heavily based. Actually, the chances of it still. The Earth Kingdom during the time of Avatar Roku, it's still rich. So chances are, by the looks of it, this is what I think would have turned out. Roku and Sozin, those guys are friends. Those guys in this universe, Roku is able to control Sozin's pride. Sozin Roku's like, hey, you want to be Fire Lord? You want to control? Yeah, it's fine with me. You can be king of the wealth. It's fine with me, but I'm monitoring it. No imperialism, no slavery, none of that. So these two go around all other nations, spreading the culture, the politics, the technology of the Fire Nation to the rest of the nations. The Water Tribe, the Earth Kingdom, the Air Nomads, they take all of these culture, they wear red, but they don't remove their symbol. They're just wearing the color red, and at the same time they use the technology because they realize it's convenient, it's logical, it's reasonable, and it's modern, so they use that. And what happens is they're going to have like a United Nations kind of attitude or union, and they're gonna make Sozin in charge. So what's gonna happen here is that the main heroes, because in Legend of Korra, the statues we see, the main statues, is one of Aang, Zuko, Toph, and Kitara. But in this universe, if Roku just negotiated, if he just approached his friend directly and said, "Your ideas are not evil. You're my best friend. I trust you more than anybody. Let's make things. Let's make this work." And I'm monitoring it because I still have to do balance. If you want to have wealth, you guys, it's fine with me. If this happened, we're gonna get a Republic City early. The chances are the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation, they would probably be in a union because those are the two richest uh, nations in the Avatar universe. So chances are Sozin is probably gonna go negotiate with the, you know, with the king, the king in the Earth Kingdom in Ba Sing Se. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna go negotiate. The king there's probably gonna wear a red banner in order to honor the union he has with the Fire Nation. And after that, the rest of the world are going to be under the Fire Nation technology politics. And before you guys say this is actually wrong and pure evil, it's not, because this happened in real life. I'm not joking. America's technology, culture, and politics, that shit got spread in the rest of the world. English is a universal language. So you're telling me what America did is evil? It's not. As a matter of fact, other countries benefited from this shit. Like my country, the Philippines. We were making use of American culture. We made it a second language. We follow American culture. But we didn't erase our culture. We still have it. The other nations in Avatar could have done the same. All of this could have been done. The 100-Year War in Legend of Aang, that's bullshit. That's not necessary. It could have been negated if Roku merely negotiated with Sozin. What would have happened is those guys would have been the heroes. All of the benders who helped Avatar Roku master all of the bending, those guys would have been idols. Those guys would have been have statues in their own version of Republic City, and the main heroes that we're gonna go see there, we're gonna be treated like, I don't know, like with the highest respect. It's going to be Sozin and Roku. Imagine that alternate universe. And this is the funny part. Are you ready? If that future actually pushed through, think deeply about this. Aang would be living. Aang would probably living or feeling what Avatar Korra is feeling. He's going to be like Aang in this universe is going to feel exactly what uh, Aang here is going to be different. He's probably going to feel a lot like Korra because Aang is going to be like, oh, I heard what Avatar Roku did. He negotiated with Sozin. He spread the culture, rest of the world, bringing balance and peace. Now everybody in the nation is all united by the color red, and they're all understanding in terms of the politics and the richness, but they didn't erase their own culture. They just united under one banner, and that's not an evil thing to do. There's nothing wrong with being united with other people as long as you don't erase yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason why I'm bringing this idea up is because many people would debate me about this, and the moment they would think about it, they think, wait a minute, dude, he has a point. There's some pros and cons to this, but if you guys agree or disagree, you guys can type in the comment below. What do you guys think about my idea? Because the title of this video and the video I want to go put out on the internet, what if Avatar Roku negotiated? What if he just went to what if Avatar Roku just went to Sozin and it's like, you want to share the culture, or you want to do it's fine with me. But you have to do it under my terms too. It can't be all under your terms because I'm not letting you be an evil imperialistic dictator. There's a way for you to unite the world under Fire Nation without pride, without hatred. It can be done. It can be done. It was done in the Legend of Korra. Republic City is based from Earth Kingdom culture. That's not evil. It's not. Fire Nation culture also spread it in frigging Avatar Korra and Republic City. It was done peacefully. No wars, no nothing, no prejudice. It can be done. It can be done. Most things that are considered evil is only done evil because it involves other people suffering. If it doesn't involve that, most ideas are actually good. Sorry, just had a cough. So what do you guys think? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, and share it to your friends. Anything other than that, have a nice day. The name is Kazuma Kuriyami. Bye bye.